There is a book series you may want to check out if fun and rhyming is what you're all about. See what I did there? Okay, in today's Let's Talk, we welcome the author and illustrator of the Ozzy Ox book series. Kellen Kropp is the author. Emily Erickson Hagen is the illustrator. Thank you both for being with us today so much.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah. Well, this is a very fun book series, very bright, very happy, very relatable. Tell us about Ozzy Ox and how this book series came about. We'll start with you, Kellen.
Okay. Well, you know, when you say relatable, it had been a bucket list of mine to write children's books. When our kids were little, my husband told the zaniest stories, and I thought, someday I got to write a children's book. Life got in the way. It seemed like everything, you get busy. And then last fall, I had a health scare. And I was lying in the ambulance thinking, you never wrote those books, So I went home and it turned out the health scare was nothing, and I got to, I get to live. And I thought, I am going to write these books. So I sat down and wrote 4 in a row. And when you talked about that you hate to wear socks in the fall, that was my first thought. I had a grandson. When he was little, you could not keep socks on that child.
Right.
He would strip off his shoes. And I thought, I'm with him. I hate socks. So the first one I wrote was Ozzy Ox takes stands against socks. And that's actually the last one we're publishing and distributing. But
I'll be getting that one.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
I have to illustrate it first.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
Working on it right now.
Right now.
Yes, exactly.
Right now.
So cool. And, tell us how you two came together on this, because you really have, created such a beautiful thing. How did the illustration come in?
Connie asked me if I would illustrate, and I said, okay, I have to read what your story is so I can imagine what this might look like. I've never illustrated a cartoon type looking book. And so I read her fun rhyming stories, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a challenge. This is going to be fun. I've been able to just go all over the place and put crazy things, put ox car word on the little car, and
Ox house,
and Ozzy's garbage can, and his garbage can in his bedroom. And the next book has got a few things you haven't even seen yet, or the illustrations.
Right.
But it's just been very fun.
Well, you guys work together so well. It's got to be fun for you, after you have written the words, to see what she comes up with the illustration.
And that is probably the first illustration is right over there, and it's the little Ozzy with the little blue jeans and the striped shirt. And when it just came to life, and I depend on Emily to make all these things come to life. Some of those are a little harder to illustrate than others, and the next one we have being released on Saturday is Moody Morning, Ozzy Ox Moody Morning. And it's a calamity, and it goes on, but she did such a wonderful job. I belong to a critique group. When you write things, you should have input from other authors. So the critique group said, this is a wonderful story, but who's illustrating this? And once she you just got to see it.
It was a challenge.
It was a challenge. It'll be released this Friday on Amazon, and then after we get the hard copies, we'll have them over in Ferguson bookstores as well.
Ferguson bookstores, you're going to have to look for Ozzy Ox. I love the origin story of how you got writing. I mean, if that doesn't inspire you out there to hear, you went through a health scare and then it got you to do your bucket list item.
Yes.
The book Candy Stash, now that was just released August 1st.
Yes.
That one cracks me up because, like I said, I've got kids and I've seen them after Halloween and after they've gotten into the Candy Stash. Tell us about the inspiration behind this one.
I have a husband who's known as the Candy Man, and his candy stash is in the side door of his pickup, and everybody knows it. So we're going down the highway, and Orin's just thinking he's sneaking candy from his candy stash, quietly. And we all know. And it seems like everybody has a stash where they, if they get need a little sweet here or there. Mine was always chocolate chips in the back of a freezer.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Well, I'm
Cold
not
chocolate.
eating those. You just need them to bake cookies. But I think everybody has a candy stash, and so it was kind of funny. After I wrote this book, I went into our pantry, it has a freezer in there, and our little grandson, you know, he goes in the pantry because he knows where the sweets are, and he's standing in there throwing the wrappers behind the freezer, and I caught him doing it. So it's, you know, it's just one
like
of those
Ozzy.
relatable.
Ozzy was hiding them under the bed.
Yeah.
Under the bed. I think everybody has a story about that. And this is a very, like I said, relatable book series, beautiful illustrations. Kellen, Emily, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
I have a daughter named Amber, so you're extra
Oh,
special.
that makes me so happy. Great taste, great name. But the next book release, as mentioned, is called Moody Morning, and that comes out September 15th on Amazon. And there will also be a book signing of Candy Stash at Ferguson Books in Bismarck this Saturday at 1 p.m. So go stop by. All books will be available at Ferguson Books, the Story Nook in Jamestown, and online at Barnes & Noble. And this has been Let's Talk. So for more information, make sure you visit kellencrop.com for information on the Ozzy Ox, the blog, all the fun in the land of Ox. But keep